Hey everybody, Tim Man here, back with another showcase for you. Today we'll be ranking the albums by Pantera, and we'll be ranking the ones from the Anselmo era. So, with it being recently just being the anniversary of Dime's death, I thought, I've been listening to a lot of Pantera lately, been thinking about him. What a guitarist, what a guy he was. Really, really, really miss him. I never knew him personally, but I just miss him as a guitarist, as seeing him on the home videos and stuff like that. Yeah, he was an absolute legend, wasn't he, Dimebag? Yeah, he really, really was. And I still can't believe that it's 20 years since he was taken from us. 20 years. I remember the day. I heard, couldn't actually believe it. I still kind of can't believe it now, to be honest. How badly he was taken from us, as well. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. So I've been listening to a lot of Pantera, and I thought, you know what? I've done a video in a while. I've been really busy, but I thought, yeah, let's rank those albums. So we're ranking the Anselmo albums, not the Terry Glaze stuff, because that's not my bag. So we're going with the Anselmo albums. So we'll be using the Pantera box set, vinyl box set. Now I do have the originals, but I'm going to use the box set because I did the same with the Sepultura box set. I used the box set for the ranking, so I'll do exactly the same here. So I'll put that down because number 6, getting straight into it, number 6 is Power Metal from 1988, the first album with Anselmo. Yes, that's the reason why you're seeing a picture, is that I don't actually own it. I want it on vinyl. It's extremely expensive, so I haven't got it just yet. Now I know there's some bootlegs turn up every couple of years or every few years. Some bootlegs turn up. I just haven't had the opportunity to buy it. I don't even have it on CD because the CD goes for silly money as well. I do want it because it's Anselmo and it's Pantera, and with Power Metal you can hear where they're heading. You can hear that once they got Anselmo and they got rid of Terry Glaze, you can hear where they're heading, and that's the beauty of it, Pantera for me were first live band I ever saw. I think I've spoke about this on previous videos, but yeah, Pantera was the first live band I'd ever seen. I was 15 years old. It was 1992, and it just blew me away. They were literally one of the greatest live bands I've ever seen, especially prime Pantera. Not the Pantera that you see now, because they're all a bit older, and Anselmo comes out without any shoes on and kind of just stands there. I get it. We're all getting older, and greyer and things. I get that. But my memory of Pantera is when I saw them in 92 and they were just on fire. And Selmo was jumping around, and Dimebag was jumping around as well. Rex. It was incredible. So yeah, Pantera for me, got a big love for Pantera, especially Dimebag and Vinnie. I think so, yeah. So yeah, definitely. So anyway, first up is Power Metal from 1988. One day I will show you the vinyl on here when I get one, but until then, that's what we'll do. So now we're going into the box set. So I'll show you the box set anyway. So that's the front cover of the box set. I've had this for a good number of years now. I heard this was coming out. I already had the originals, but this box set was all colour vinyl, and I thought I need that. So yeah. So there's your front. There's your back, and there's your 5 albums there. Nothing special on the inside, just white and stuff like that. But yeah, a great little box set. So we're going for that. So number 5 for me is Reinventing the Steel. I like it. I do like it. It is the last official studio album of Pantera. Obviously before they broke up and then everything that happened. It's not the last recording, because if you listen to Proof 101, there's the newer last 2 tracks that they created are on that recording, but this is the last full album. So it's number 5 because I like half the album, basically. Yeah, I do. So what have you got on here? So there's your front cover. Not the greatest front cover in the world, I gotta admit. Oh yeah, it's not great, is it? Not really. Back ain't much better, to be honest. But there you go. But tracks on this: Hellbound, love that one. Great opener. Goddamn Electric's great. Yesterday Don't Mean Shit. You gotta belong to it. See, I'm not overly fussed on that one. Revolution Is My Name, which is a music video. I love that one. That's great. Side 2, Death Rattle, will grind that axe for a long time. Uplift, it makes them disappear. I'll cast a shadow. See, I cast a shadow on there is the kind of the stick out for me. A lot of them on side 2, they're a little bit, they're okay. They're okay. But Death Rattle's good as well. But this is weird. This bugs me, right? Look on the back cover. Yeah, yesterday don't mean shit. And the shit word has got 2 stars instead of the full word. That's not Pantera. You know what I mean? They're not into censorship or anything like that. Or they weren't back then anyway. So I don't understand anyway. But there you go. So this one was, and I'll show you the records for these. So these are all on colour vinyl. So there's your inlay there, and there's the band there. Oh, well, I'd say happier times, but things were falling apart kind of there, really, weren't they? You know, and Selma wasn't even in the studio when the other guys were creating the music. The rift was starting, wasn't it? So there's your lyrics on the other side. This one is on really nice yellowy gold, clear-ish vinyl. It's very nice. Basic labels, East West, which is part of Rhino. Well, I believe it is anyway, yeah, because it's Rhino that's released the box set. It's very nice. It's very cool. It's a good album. It's good. It's not great. It's good. I mean, it's the last Pantera album, so you get what you get, basically. You know, there wasn't anything after this. So, like I say, there are some gems on it. Hellbound, that that's a great start. I love that. You know, Goddamn Electric again, like I say, and Revolution Is My Name is a great one. But for the other songs and for the kind of the less playability of it, I don't play it that often. It's a 5. So there you go. So number 5 goes down there. Okay, next up for me, some people might be shocked by this. Oh yeah, is it number 4? Sorry, just 6, 5, 4. Number 4. Yeah, some people might be shocked by this, but it's got to be Far Beyond Driven. It's a great album. It is. Don't get me wrong. It's a great album. And I remember the day it dropped. I remember going to my local record store and buying it on the embossed. Was it an embossed CD? It was a Digipack CD, I think it was. And I bought that. I know, I'm thinking Sepultura where they embossed it, the Roadrunner. I'm getting it mixed up, sorry. But I remember getting it on the day. You know, it was a big deal because this, you know, we've been waiting for this. Now, this one from the box set isn't the original cover. The original other cover is the brown version, the gatefold. I have that. We'll show that in another video, and it's got the censored version on the front cover. So this is the other one. So yeah, not a bad front cover. Not bad. It's weird because when you get the CD, it's basically that, isn't it? This is like the full version. Back cover just blue and murky and track titles. What we got on here? Strength Beyond Strength. Now that's the hardcore one. That's the really fast hardcore one. That's great. Becoming's a great one. 5 Minutes Alone and I'm Broken is superb. Good Friends and a Bottle of Pills. It's okay. It's not something I really go for. Hard Lines, Sunken Cheeks. Yeah, that's okay. Slaughtered is great. 25 Years is great. Shedding Skin. Use My Third Arm. Throws a Rejection. And the cover of Planet Caravan, which is okay. I don't know. It's a great album. Don't get me wrong, but it's not played again as much as the others, so this is why it's a 4. But there you go. So this one, no inlay on this, just white dust covers. Yeah, that's strange. So this is on a solid blue East West. That's better labels, that East West Rhino, solid blue vinyl. It kind of makes sense to be blue, doesn't it? Yeah, kind of has to be, really. So yeah, there you go. That's number 4 for me. On that, and like I say, some people probably are quite shocked with that because this was a very much, not so much a breakthrough album, but this is the one that ranked in the Billboard charts by itself with no airplay. It was just literally word of mouth. Have you heard the new Pantera album? Oh my god! And everyone went out and got it, and it just went up to the top of the charts. But there you go. That's my number 4, Far Beyond Driven. Superb stuff. Okay, number 3 for me is surprising actually, is the Great Southern Trendkill, the heaviest Pantera album by far. Even I think heavier than Far Beyond Driven. So heavy, this album. Now, I kind of I got a bit late to the game on this one, because when this one came out, I'd proper got into hardcore and really, really, really got into hardcore. So although I love Pantera and I always have, I didn't pick it up because I think I heard Drag the Waters and I thought, it's okay, it's an okay track. It's a bit, I had a cowbell in it, and me being like, into hardcore, it's like, cowbell, what the hell? So I liked it, but kind of dismissed the album a little bit. And then only years and years later did I actually pick it up and listen to it properly, and I was like, holy shit, it's really heavy. It's really good. So yeah, more fool me for leaving it for so long, but this is a great, great album. Front cover again. Pantera aren't great with front covers, are they? Their album artwork is not the greatest, but there you go. And on the back there's your tracks. Now the tracks on these, whew. So you got Great Southern Trendkill. Great Southern Trendkill. Get it right. Great track. War Nerve, Drag the Waters. I've warmed to Drag the Waters now, but at the time I was a bit like, oh, bloody hell. I don't know why. It was just too bluesy, too groovy, but I get it now. 10's great. 13 Steps to Nowhere. Now, before I get onto side 2, I've got to make a note. You see that there? Can you see the track listings there? Right? Side 2, Suicide Note Part 2. Right. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to get my original repress. I say it's not original. I'm going to get my repress of Great Southern Trendkill that comes on a gatefold, whereas the other one doesn't, okay? And the reason why I brought this up to show you is that side, it's double LP because there's so many tracks. To get this album in the box set, they've taken off one track, and it's sacrilege. So I'll show you the back covers now, okay? So there's your original there, and this one, slightly different colour actually. Look at the colour tone. I didn't realise. I'll do it like this and you can see it better. There you go. Yeah. Obviously they haven't got the space, so they had to lose a track. So they lost Suicide Note Part 1. And if you have the box set, it's a bit of a killjoy, to be honest, because you're not getting the full album. So you need to get an original that has Suicide Note Part 1 on it, because that's a bit of a sacrilege thing, really, isn't it? Just because of getting it onto one disc. I mean, anyway. But yeah, I just had to bring that up to show you, because that was... I don't know if people realise that if you buy this box set, you're losing a track off this album. So that's a killer, that is. Suicide Note Part 1 is a great track. Part 2, oh, that's heavy as hell. I love it. It's just straight in with a wham, wham, wham. Dime's guitar on that is absolutely incredible. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, so Suicide Note Part 2, Living Through Me, Hell's Wrath, great track. Floods is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Underground in America is a brilliant one. And Sandblasted Skin, the reprise, it's a great album. I was toying with this, where does this go in my ranking? Because I really, really do enjoy this album now. And like I say, more for me for waiting and not really getting into it till years later. So this version comes with a little inlay with the lyrics. And this is what you get on the inside of the gatefold. I'll show you that now. There you go. Some more lyrics there. And there's a tiny, tiny band pick right in the middle there. That's it. So I'll put that back in there. So when you buy the gatefold, you basically get that inlay. Yeah, literally. Same thing. There you go. Inlay, band pick, exactly the same. But there you go. This one's on, I'm not going to get it out, this one's just on black vinyl. Probably 240 or 380, whatever, gram, thick vinyl. Really good, really nice. So the vinyl for this one, again on white dust sheet. Get that back in there. My inlays come back out. Here we go. This kind of makes sense. It's on a solid marbly gold. Very nice. There is some marble to it, if you can see. There you go. Look, you can see at the bottom half here there, where my little finger is there. See this swirly marble. Very nice. Very cool. Shame about the extra track, though. That is a bit of a bummer, to be honest. It is a bit of a bummer. But there you go. Like I say, if you're like me and you want... I already had the originals, but I wanted the box set because it was colour, and I never had them. All my originals are all on black. So it was an option to get the box set. Glad I already own the originals because I've got the extra track. But there you go. That's number 3. Great Southern Trendkill. Blah, 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 blah. English. Do I speak it? Sometimes. There you go. The heaviest Pantera album. Absolute superb drumming and riffing. Everything on this, man. Great. Number 3. So there you go. So we need a booze pit stop because it's the weekend. Cheers to you all. Okay, number 2. For me, this one was hard, but choosing between 2 and 1. Really went back and forth with this. Wasn't sure. What do I do? What do I go with? In the end, I went with number 2. Has to be Cowboys from Hell. Great album. I love it. I love this album. This is it's not my introduction to Pantera. I think Far Beyond was my Vulgar was my introduction, but I got this soon after, and this album's great. I love this front cover. This one's daft. They're easily, they've done it on purpose there. In slightly different off sepia colour there. It makes sense. You know what I mean? I always thought Vinnie was holding a sandwich, which I thought kind of made sense, but it's money. So there you go. I've always thought that. Back cover, same as the original. Track listings there. Couple of live shots. Early Pantera stuff, man. It's great. This album, I mean, Cowboys from Hell, what an opener. Absolutely. Probably my literally one of my favourites off here, and one that is my younger son's favourite as well, is Primal Concrete Sledge. What a track. It's a minute and a half before you even hear a snare hit in that, because it's all toms. It's all built up with hi-hat and toms with Vinnie. It's superb. It really is. Great. Psycho Holiday, I think I've heard that enough. I kind of don't need to hear that anymore. Heresy's a great track. Amazing. Cemetery Gates, I always have a love for Cemetery Gates. It's that, it's the vocal bit at the end. My mate Ron, who's in the band with me, he pointed this out, at the end where he's going Cemetery Gates and he's doing the notes and he's going high, and then Dime is also doing it with the guitar and going higher, and then Anselmo's doing it and doing it higher every time. Oh, it's great. Go back and listen to that specific bit. It's superb. Domination, great track. Absolutely great. Side 2, Shattered, love that one. Clash of Reality is great. Medicine Man, Message in Blood, The Sleep, and possibly my absolute favourite, The Art of Shredding. Why? From the Cowboys from Hell home video with that live stuff from Foundations Forum from 90. I absolutely adore it, and they had Art of Shredding on that, and it just made me fall in love with that track all over. The Art of Shredding is such a good song. It's amazing. So yeah, number 2 is that. So what do you get with this one? Is there an inlay with this? No inlay. Okay. Weird choice, I would say, for a colour. I don't know why it is, but it is. It's a solid white. I don't know, kind of doesn't really go with the front cover really, but anyway, that's what it is. It's solid white, and there it is. And the labels are exactly the same as the originals. These ones anyway, the Atco ones, whereas the other ones are East West. But yeah, what an album. Superb stuff. I love that this is the last time you heard Anselmo doing those high-pitched, squealy bits, and he really could do it. I know his voice got a bit deeper and stuff like that, especially when you heard him in interviews. He was a bit like, yeah, what's up? You know what I mean? But back then, he could really belt out some really high-pitched bits. And this is the treat you get with Cowboys from Hell. You don't get that anymore, so it's nice. But this is my number 2, ladies and gents. So which means, as you've guessed, my number 1 is, of course, Vulgar Display of Power. This album is front to back, it's ingrained in my brain. It literally is ingrained in my brain. I got into Maiden, and then I got into Metallica, and I got into Anthrax, and then I heard Pantera, and it was like, holy shit. Yeah, this album was everything. I mean, was it the first thing I ever heard? Could have been Mouth for War. What an opener. What a start to get into him, isn't it? Mouth for War, come on. So yeah, so there's your front cover, the classic punch, and then the back cover, same as the original. It's the band there, and the track listing is down the bottom there. Superb stuff. So what have we got? Mouth for War, it's legendary. Before we went to see Pantera live for the first time in '92, we watched Mouth for War music video, and shout out to my mate Will. Uh, that bit where it goes dan 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 dan, and it's all, and they all go off, and you can see people running around. You know, the band are in the middle, and the people are running around them. My mate Will was like, "Is that what the gig's going to be like?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's before we'd ever been to a gig. You know, this is when was it? October 12th, 1992. How do I remember that? Because I've still got the ticket stub and I can see it in my brain. So this could have been like May. You know, we got tickets or something like for Pantera. Oh my God, parents drove us there because we didn't drive. You know, and yeah, we were like, "Is this what the gig's going to be like?" It's weird, isn't it? Not knowing. Okay, so New Level, that opener, incredible, unbelievable. New Level, just the guitar noise and the toms, the snare. The reason why I love New Level is that that's what they came on with when we saw them. So we went to see Megadeth, and Pantera was supporting, and we were made up. The only thing is, we saw it in the Manchester Apollo, and we didn't know this, but the Manchester Apollo then had seats. So we had seats. Of course, nobody sat, everyone stood up, but there was like, we didn't know what a pit was. We never experienced a pit or anything like that because our first gig was seated. So we stood in our seats and we could see everything. And I'm a short guy, still am, so it was kind of good because it was the Apollo's on a bit of a slant and the seating was up here, so we could see everything. And and then out comes Dimebag, long flowing hair. It's pre pink beard. You know, he hasn't got the pink beard, he's just got his goatee. He comes out, he's wearing a white t-shirt. I think he's wearing a Grun Truck t-shirt, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. My mate Day, he'll verify that. He's got a memory like a wizard. And he just comes out and he's riffing, and he's looking at the crowd, and we were just like, oh my God, it was New Level. So that's the first ever live song I heard from Pantera, and it just blew my head off. Literally blew my head off. I'm all arms. I've put the record down. I'm telling this story. It's great. Anyway, let's get back to it. Fucking Hostile, man. What can you say? It's the fastest one. It's so good. This Love, amazing. Rise is a great track. Side B, no good. Attack the Radical. Live in a Hole. Oh, Live in a Hole's a great. Regular People, Conceit. By Demons Be Driven. Oh, brilliant. And then Hollow. Every track on this, I love it. I love it from front to back. I know it off by heart. It's like I say, it's ingrained in the brain. This is why it's my number one. It's my introduction to Pantera. It's been in my life since I was 15 years old, and I'm 47 now. So yeah, it's just everything. So what do we get on here? Oh, just like the original. This actually reminds me of I've got the Mouth for War 12-inch single, and that's the front cover, but it's in colour. Now, these band shots have been ingrained in my brain also. I used to stare at them. I had the CD for years. Before I got into buying records, I had the CD for years, and these were in the inlay when you folded them out. And I used to look at these images and just be like, wow. And the one thing that always blew my head off as a drummer was that Vinnie Paul used to turn his sticks the other way round, or he just had them made where they were just solid. I mean, he was that much of a beast that they were just a full piece of wood. Bang, smacking those drums. Absolutely unbelievable. Love it. And the way Dime was holding that guitar, I was like, how's he doing that with his other arm? You know, it's like bent the other way. As a kid, you just like, wow, everything. So that's that. Other side are all the lyrics. Oh, I forgot it was this colour. I haven't opened this box set for a long time. So, kind of makes sense. It's a solid red for the vinyl. Makes sense. Because of the red font on the Vulgar Display of Power. And Atco labels. Lovely. Yeah, I can't fault this album in any way, shape or form. All the albums are good in their own right, but as we were getting down to number one, I always knew that Vulgar would be there. Vulgar and Cowboys, I was a bit on the fence for a while, because I do love them both, but when I thought about it, and I really thought about it, was that, like I say, Vulgar is just there. I know it off by heart. I love it, front to back. Literally superb stuff. So there you go. That is my Pantera ranking of the Anselmo albums. Like I said before, it's mad that Vinnie and Paul, oh God, Vinnie and Dimebag aren't here anymore. It's weird. It's just weird, you know. I remember hearing that the new Pantera was coming, and they were going to get Zach and Charlie to fill in. And at first I was a little bit excited, going, "Oh, that could be really good," because nice guys and stuff like that. Love Anthrax. Never really got into Black Label Society, but knew Zach was Dime's mate, so it was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But when I saw the live stuff, for me, it was a bit underwhelming, to be honest, because I'd seen them in their prime. I'd literally seen them in their prime back in the day. So rather than me go and be slightly disappointed, I'll just stick with the memory that I've got from back in the 90s. And I must admit, actually, that not only was the Pantera supporting Megadeth the first time I'd seen them, the next year, February 93, I've got the ticket stub so I remember it, they came back and they did the Vulgar Display of Power tour, and we went to see them. And I think we went to see them in Wolverhampton. Don't ask me why we chose that venue, but we went to the Wolfrun in Wolverhampton, and that was my first experience of walking into a pit. The problem was I didn't know I was walking into a pit. No, I had no idea. So I walk into the pit thinking, this is all fun. Bang, smack. I am getting smacked this way. Oh my God, what's just going on? And I walk that way. Bang, smack the other way. I can vividly remember I've been smacked like hell, because it's a metal pit, and metal pits are just brutal, aren't they? I mean, in the 90s they definitely were. I don't know what they're like now. I'm an old man. I don't go in the pit anymore. But I remember seeing the exit sign lit up. It's the only thing that was illuminated against there was the exit sign. I was like, oh my God, head for that exit quick. I'm running towards the exit, but I get smacked. And before you know it, I've turned 180 and I'm still running, going, where's the sign gone? Oh my God, it was brutal. Anyway, I got out of the pit. I survived it, and made my way actually upstairs and watched it from the balcony from, like, I don't know, 4 songs in or something. I think I survived maybe even 2 songs before I went up to the balcony and watched it from there. It was just insane. So yeah, so I don't subscribe to the new Pantera. I understand why I don't really understand why they're doing it. I mean, it's hard, because Vinny always said that, without Dime there isn't a Pantera, and that makes total sense, and I get it. Once Vinny's gone, Pantera's come back. It's like, who's running the Abbott estate now? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. That is my Pantera ranking. R.I.P. Dime. R.I.P. Vinnie. Absolute legends. You'll forever be in our metal hearts, with those classic albums that you've made. So yeah, superb stuff. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed it. Back for more soon. We've got some hardcore stuff coming up. So yeah. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one.